Mullewa is a wheat and sheep town that's a popular destination during wildflower season. Some effort has obviously been expended to make the town attractive, but when we visited a few years back, the main street was looking a bit empty. We've since been informed that the fortunes are changing and the town centre is once again coming back to life. One industry that did breathe new life into the town for a while was iron ore. The Mount Gibson mine had shipped over 25 million tonnes by the time production ceased in 2014. Site rehabilitation was concluded the following year. European contact with the area mostly started with the Gregory brothers, who passed through the area and camped somewhere near the present site of the town in September 1848. The early history of the Shire is one of conflict with the local Aborigines. To begin with, shepherds moved into the area in the 1850s, bringing with them large flocks of sheep. They camped near the most available water sources, and when the local tribes realised that the newcomers were not going to go away, they began to help themselves to the sheep. The shepherds were mostly on their own, and if they did feel threatened, they tended to shoot first and ask questions later. Tit-for-tat killings ensued, and eventuated in the killings of James Rudd and Thomas Bott at Butterby in 1864. As a result of this, 5 Aborigines were sentenced to death, and 1 was sentenced to life imprisonment. The executions were carried out at Butterby the following year, in front of other members of the tribe, and this effectively ended any further opposition to European settlement. Ewan Station was the first permanent settlement in the area, and others soon followed. A police station was established at Mount Whitnome and a compound gazetted in December 1878. The town seems to have developed due to the difficulty in getting wool bales over the long sand flats to Geraldton. Heavy four-wheeled wagons could only get so far west before becoming bogged in the sand. Smaller two-wheeled drays were needed to get the wool all the way to the coast. The solution was to build a storage shed and a house for the manager. Alexander Gregg and his family became the town's first permanent residents. Sadly, Alexander Jr., aged just 2, was killed in an accident with a horse and became the first person to be buried in the town in January 1889. The wool store had been built in 1885 and it was expanded 2 years later. When gold was discovered in the Murchison, the town became an important stopover and resupply base for the prospectors, who were drawn to the area by their hundreds. The Shire was declared in 1861, but it was 1894 before the town site was surveyed, and it became a municipality the following year. The railway reached the town in 1894, and it became an important transport hub for the Lower Murchison. The name of the town comes from the Aboriginal language, and is supposed to mean place of fog, and this does seem likely considering the town is located in a shallow valley in which fog occasionally develops. On July 1, 2011, the Shire was swallowed up when it became incorporated into the city of Greater Geraldton. The Lady of Mount Carmel Church that you are now viewing was designed by Monsignor John Hawes. The church is part of the Monsignor John Hawes Trail. The trail follows places where this remarkable man designed and constructed churches and chapels throughout the towns of the Midwest. His churches can also be found at Carnamah, Perenjori, Mullewa, Geraldton, Northampton, Yalgoo, Nansen, and at Point Bluff. John Hawes was born in Richmond in England and studied architecture before becoming an Anglican minister. He worked as a missionary, but seems to have had a change of heart about which brand of religion to follow, and then he joined the Catholic Church. He came to the Midwest in 1915 and began designing and building a series of churches throughout the region. In 1930, he became the official diocesan architect, but in 1939 he left for Cat Island in the Bahamas and never came back to WA. He spent 24 years in WA and is responsible for the design and construction of some 16 different buildings.